上当百年，欺世大官。
Hello everyone. Today we are talking about Mao Zedong's second wife, Yang Kaihui. Yang Kaihui had a tragic life. The most tragic thing was that this mother of 3 children was like the mother of 1 child that we talked about last time. Jiang Zhujun. They both died at the age of 29 years. And what happened? Let's find out together. Yang Kaihui's short, tragic life began when she married Mao Zedong, whom she herself later described as a rogue in life and a rogue in politics. Don't be surprised, that's what she said. It is unbelievable that the well-known great leader was characterized in this way by his wife. But Mao's secretary, Mr. Li Rui, can confirm it, and I will show you what he said later. Sadly, Yang Kaihui died at a young age, and eventually led to the loss of 1 child, 1 dead, and 1 with intellectual disability. Their mother and son had a really tragic life, and their life cannot start over. As the motto says, men are afraid of getting into the wrong career, and women are afraid of marrying the wrong man. In her short life, Yang Kaihui's biggest mistake was to marry Mao Zedong. People said that a wrong marriage can change an elegant lady into a woman full of complaints. Yang Kaihui was born on November 6, 1901, in a well-educated family in the town of Bancang, Changsha County, Hunan Province. Her father, Yang Changji, was a well-known scholar in Hunan Province. Her daughter Yang Kaihui was able to attend school with the help of her father. At the age of 7, Yang enrolled in the 40th Junior Primary School in Changsha. At that time, her father, Yang Changji, taught at the first normal school of Hunan Province in Changsha, where he will often invite students to his home, including his student, Mao Zedong. 10 years later, in the summer of 1918, Yang Changji was hired as a professor at Peking University and moved his family north. In that year, Mao Zedong also went to Beijing to make a living. After Yang Changji referred him, Mao became the administrator of the library of Peking University, which, according to later testimonies, was treated as a worker, with a monthly salary of 8 yuan, but he could spare time to attend the courses of Peking University. During this period, Yang Kaihui was courted by Mao and approved by Yang Changji. In January 1920, due to the death of her father, Yang Kaihui returned to Changsha with her mother and entered the Fuxiang Girls' High School ran by the American Christian Church to continue her studies. At the end of the same year, when she was 19 years old, Yang Kaihui married Mao Zedong and became Mao's second wife. Here's a brief introduction. According to historical records, Mao got married for the first time in 1907 at the age of 14, arranged by his parents to marry Luo Yixu, who was 4 years older than him. They lived together for 3 years, and Luo died of dysentery in 1910 at the age of 21. The two had no offspring. In the winter of 1920, Yang Kaihui joined the youth league of the CCP. The organization was called the Shanghai Socialist Youth League, which was founded by Chen Duxiu and Li Dazhao in August of that year in response to the international communist situation. So Yang's joining must be closely related to Mao. Mao and Chen Duxiu, Li Dazhao were in the same group. Usually the wife will follow the husband's lifestyle. This point is also confirmed by the CCP History Network. The network said, Yang Kaihui has been following Mao Zedong engaged in revolutionary activities. The following year in 1921, Yang Kaihui joined the CCP again and was considered one of the first members. During the years when she had 3 children, she assisted Mao in collecting and organizing materials and preparing manuscripts. Coming from a bookish family and having to read books, she was naturally qualified for this literary and propaganda job. Even more than that, it is said that Yang Kaihui also acted as a Communist Party Xi'an District Committee's communication and transportation contact work. With 3 children of Mao Zedong, Yang can still do so many things. She really worked so hard for Mao. Following the instructions of the Communist International, CCP joined the Kuomintang. However, CCP launched revolts to seize the leadership, causing internal divisions in the Kuomintang. As a result, the Kuomintang began to purge the party and arrest CCP members in 1927. The CCP, of course, also launched several armed rebellions, but they all failed. After the failure of the rebellion, Mao Zedong fled to Jinggang Mountain on the border of Hunan and Jiangxi province to establish their base camp. Most people would think that Mao should unite with his wife and 3 sons after settlement. No matter how he was found of revolutionaries, he should care about his family. But Mao has forgotten his wife. He didn't even visit Yang until she was sent to execution. Instead, he developed a relationship with He Zizhen, who was 17 years younger than Mao, and they lived together. In the end, Mao got married to He Zizhen without divorce with Yang. Yang Kaihui, who was waiting for her husband's return and reunion, was completely uninformed at the time. While Mao and He were in close relationships, Yang Kaihui lived in Changsha with her 3 kids, in extreme poverty and danger. The most unforgivable thing was that Mao led the communist bandits to attack Changsha twice and pass by his home twice, but Mao did not bother to go in to see his wife and sons. It clearly showed that in Playboy Mao's mind, there was no care for Yang and her sons. Sadly, it was only at the end of her life that Yang Kaihui began to realize that she had married the wrong man. But it was already too late. This is not a conjecture, but a solid fact that was discovered by chance more than 50 years after her death. How was Yang Kaihui, who was in distress and in danger, thinking at that time? According to the Chinese Communist Party's history website, in March 1982, during the maintenance of Yang Kaihui's former residence, 7 of her manuscripts were accidentally found in the crack in the wall of her former home. And on August 1st, 1990, when replacing the brick wall in the back corner of Mr. Yang Jiangji's home, the last manuscript written by Yang Kaihui 10 months before her arrest was found in a broken brick, written on January 28, 1930. The 7 manuscripts wrapped and sealed in wax paper are said to be the last manuscripts written by Yang Kaihui on her feelings towards Mao. According to many people's research, these manuscripts are filled with blood and tears. Yang's affection for Mao has been transformed into extremely hatred. She wrote in one of her last letters, "I cannot sleep for several days. I almost went crazy. Many days without letters, waiting every day. I do not want to grieve like this. The children are sad because of me, and my mother is also sad. Even if he dies, my tears will haunt his body. He has forsaken me. He must have forsaken me." It is found that in 3 years, Mao Zedong only wrote to Yang Kaihui once, saying that he hurt his foot because of the shoes he wore. After that, he never wrote to her. Yang Kaihui's letters confirmed the earlier rumors that the extremely selfish Mao had ruthlessly abandoned his wife, and for more than half a century before the discovery of the letters, no one dared to question what the great leader, Chairman Mao, has done to his wife, Yang Kaihui. Another reason that made Yang Kaihui so angry was that Mao had remarried in secret. This was witnessed by Yang Kaihui's brother, Yang Kaizhi, who went to Jingang Mountain to visit Mao in person, and informed his sister upon his return. Yang Kaihui was of course very upset, although she had heard of Mao's affair with other women before, and heard of Mao's passing through the house during the attack on Changsha. But she chose to forgive them all. But this time, Mao's complete betrayal hit her quite hard. Yang Kaihui's emotions can only be recorded by words full of blood and tears. It was fortunate enough to let people in the future see a rogue Mao other than a great leader. Now that we talked until here, let's take a break and welcome our new audience to the show. And don't forget to subscribe to our new channel. Next, let's talk about the last moments of Yang Kaihui's life, according to Mr. Li Rui, who was Mao's secretary. Another reason for Yang Kaihui's anger in her letter was that she found out that Mao had raped her cousin. If there were no other cousins, it would refer to Yang Kaiying, who looked very much like Yang Kaihui. Of course, we did not get more detailed information, so we do not judge whether it was true or not. But the words came from Mao's secretary. We can think about the credibility. It will certainly damage the glorious image of the leader Mao. It is reasonable that other people who knew about it would try to conceal it. When Yang Kaihui was arrested in October 1930, Yang Kaiying, Mao Anyan, Yang Kaihui's nanny, and others were arrested together. The others were released, and Yang Kaihui's body was brought back for burial. Yang Kaiying worked as a deputy teaching director at Dalian Yuying Middle School. On December 16, 1956, Mao Zedong wrote to Yang Kaiying and sent her money to treat her lung disease. Later, Yang Kaiying was transferred to Beijing's 43rd Middle School as the head teacher. Remember, Yang Kaiying is the cousin of Yang Kaihui. According to the CCP history, Yang Kaihui participated in organizing and leading the armed struggle in Changsha, Pingjiang, and Xiangyin, developing the party's organization and persisting in the battle for 3 whole years after Mao's departure. This statement was rather doubtful. A mother who was alone with her 3 children worked hard to make a living without her husband. I wonder how much energy and strength she had left to engage in the CCP's armed battle. especially after knowing that her husband betrayed her. It was almost impossible for her to continue fighting. As it turned out, Yang Kaihui did not engage in any communist activities during these 3 years, which is why He Jian, the chairman of the Hunan provincial government, dared to harass Yang Kaihui despite the fact that Mao was already the leader of the bandit. However, Mao didn't care about the safety of his wife and sons at that time. Instead, he led 2 attacks on Changsha in 1930, killing countless people, which made He Jian very angry. After Mao's second attack on Changsha was defeated, he arrested Yang Kaihui and his eldest son Mao Anning. At this time, he still offered lenient conditions. Yang Kaihui could be released as long as she publicly declared her separation from Mao. But Yang Kaihui, who had already been abandoned by Mao, was still loyal to him, refused, and Mao did not come to rescue her when he heard the news. Now, I would like to ask you, if such a ruthless and dishonest bandit leader sleeping with another woman did not come to the rescue of you and his 3 sons until you died, would you still die for him? I think we all have the same answer. We also feel sorry for the young wife, Yang Kaihui, who never changed her mind. Soon after, Yang Kaihui was executed. Li Rui disclosed Yang Kaihui was tied to a wooden cart to be shot, shouting all the way, "I don't want to die, I don't want to die," because she had 3 children. At this point, the desperate mother cared most about her children. Finally, Yang Kaihui's statement pointed out that Mao Zedong was a rogue in life and a rogue in politics. Li Rui has disclosed to the Beijing independent journalist Gao Yu and writer Tie Lu, respectively, that the CCP Hunan Provincial Committee had complied the handwritten letter found by Yang Kaihui and published it in a party publication. Li Rui said, "A few years ago, someone from Hunan told me that some important words have been deleted. It is Yang Kaihui's comments of Mao Zedong. She said Mao is life rogue, political rogue. The reason is that Yang Kaihui found out that Mao had raped her cousin, and Mao did not come to see her and her 3 children on the 2 occasions when he attacked Changsha. Then Yang Kaihui's brother went to Jinggang Mountain and found that Mao and He Zizhen were married. Li Rui stressed that this indication was not made by him. It was the personal testimony left by Mao's wife, Yang Kaihui. We can see that he refused to rescue his wife and children from danger, had affairs with other women secretly, insisted on attacking the government provincial capital regardless of the safety of his relatives, passed by his wife and children's residence twice but did not pick them up at all, and finally caused Yang Kaihui's death. After seeing all these, which Chinese person with a conscience can admit that such man is great? After the establishment of the Chinese Communist Party, Mao wrote a poem to his comrade's widow, Li Shuyi, which included the line, "I lost my wife, and you lost your husband." The Chinese Communist Party also interpreted this as Mao's longing for Yang Kaihui. Today, after you watched our program, will you still think that the poem can conceal the hypocrisy and selfishness of Mao, who abandoned his wife and sent her to death? How would the poor woman Yang Kaihui feel if she were to know? So ladies, never ever marry the wrong person. That's all for today's story. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I will see you next time on Zoom in China.